Hey guys, welcome back to Food Chain TV. Thanks for joining me here for another video. You know, a lot of people love salmon, but the problem is that not a lot of people know how to cook it properly. And I know cooking fish can seem a little intimidating. So I was thinking, what recipe can I come up with that is not only easy to do, but is also absolutely delicious? And right away I thought about my Tuscan salmon. I've been doing this for dinner parties for almost 20 years. And it never fails. And the best part is that it's so easy to put together. We can do this in about 20 minutes. So watch this video. I'm going to show you guys how to cook a fantastic piece of salmon using an air fryer. I got a nice piece of farmed Atlantic salmon from Chile, and I like farmed salmon because it's nice and fatty and has a really good texture and flavor. Salmon is a very special fish because it's so buttery and has that melt in your mouth texture that's unique to salmon. And in case you're concerned about fat, salmon is actually full of omega-3 fat, which is actually really good for you. It's good for your heart and your brain. So I guess you could say that eating salmon makes you smart. Another really good thing about salmon, especially if you're a beginner cook, is that because it has such a high fat content, it's very forgiving. You can get away with overcooking it a little bit and it'll still be good. Okay, so let's get right into this recipe. This recipe is awesome because you only need like 2 ingredients. The first one here is sun-dried tomato pesto, which you can buy at pretty much any grocery store in North America. So I'm going to crack that open here, and we're just going to put 1 little spoonful on each slice of salmon. Okay, just like that. This recipe I came up with kind of almost by accident. You know, like 20 years ago, I was in a real hurry. I had these nice pieces of salmon, and I was just digging through my pantry trying to find something to put on the salmon. And I happened to come across the sun-dried tomato pesto, and ever since then it was a match made in heaven. Sun-dried tomatoes are sweet, tangy, and savory, and they cut through the richness of the salmon and pair with it perfectly. Now, although you can cook this in the oven, I'm using the air fryer because it just makes it so much quicker and easier. So I have my insert here, and I like to put a little square of parchment paper. Just make sure that the edges around the parchment paper still allow the hot air to circulate around the salmon. So I'm going to put the salmon on top of the parchment paper, and this just makes the cleanup a lot easier because salmon has a bit of sticky fat, and you know, it's not the easiest thing to clean when it bakes onto something. So putting a layer of parchment paper on there just makes it really easy to clean up. And the other ingredient that I'm going to use, because it balances out the sweetness from the sun-dried tomatoes, and again, it cuts through that fatty richness of the salmon, is just a few really thin slices of lemon. So I'm just going to place a couple of lemon slices on each piece of fish, and I'm going to cook this at maximum temperature in my air fryer just for 15 minutes. That's all it's going to take. It's just 15 minutes at max, which in my air fryer is 400 degrees. Now there's so many sides that you can pair this with, but I decided I wanted to have a nice light dinner tonight. So I did a really simple green salad on the side. So I'm going to season the salad just with some extra virgin olive oil, some white wine vinegar, a little bit of sea salt, and some fresh ground black pepper. And I'm going to finish this off by squeezing some fresh lemon juice over the salmon. This is going to give it the final touch of perfection. And here we have this beautiful piece of salmon. All it took was 20 minutes, 2 ingredients, just a little jar of sun-dried tomato pesto, a fresh lemon, and you have yourself a beautiful salmon dinner very, very quickly. And if you're going to get into cooking salmon and you're a beginner cook, or even if you're a seasoned cook, this is the perfect recipe because you'll learn that cooking fish is actually all about simplicity. Usually when people ruin fish, it's because they've overcomplicated the entire process. Fish is a very simple ingredient. It cooks very quickly, and you don't have to do much to it to make it really good. Alright guys, I apologize, but it looks like I got started without you. As you know, my favorite part of making all these videos is at the end when I get to try it all and eat all these nice dishes that I make for you. This salmon was so good. The fish was buttery and moist. The sun-dried tomato was sweet and savory. And what brought it all together at the end was that fresh lemon juice that just made it a perfect little dish. So I want you guys to go out there. Your homework is to get a nice piece of salmon, and make this recipe yourselves, and then let me know in the comments section what you thought of it. I read all of your comments, so I'm really curious. Thank you guys very much for watching my video and for supporting my channel. We're almost at 150,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate all of your support. As you know, I'm going for 1 million subscribers, so if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to share this with somebody who loves cooking. Until next time, this is Christian saying, bon appetit!